strike. Today's Tom Sawyer, mean, mean pride.
Alright guys, I'm back again, and I'm really sorry that I've been gone for such a long time. You know, I've been really busy with school and with work. I've never had any spare time at all to myself to really sit down and make a video. But since I finally have 2 seconds to myself, I figured that I would finally sit down and make a recent pickups video for you guys. And all this stuff has been accumulated from, you know, different game stores and thrift stores and this mall game store that just opened up, you know, just a whole bunch of places. And it's all been saved up from the last month or so. So some of the things I might show you I probably got like a month ago. So yeah, it's definitely been a while. And I'm really sorry about that, guys, but you know, life just gets in the way sometimes and I really can't help myself. But first, before I show you guys the recent pickups, I really want to talk about the Super Nintendo that I picked up last time. If you guys remember the last video that I made talking about this thing, I picked it up at the thrift store for only $7. And I tested it and it is working, and I was deciding on whether or not I should keep it. Because when I first saw it at the thrift store, I really thought, you know, should I keep it or should I sell it and, you know, use it as some really good trade bait so I can get some more stuff. Because, I mean, I already have a perfectly good working Super Nintendo, and plus the one I already have is in much better shape. As you can see, it's yellowed at the bottom here. But after doing a little bit of thinking, I actually made a really cool idea, I guess, to give this thing a really nice paint job. I've seen the video made by MN12Bird a couple of years ago where he paints his Super Nintendo black and he keeps these switches purple, and I thought, you know, that's a really cool idea. So I've decided that what I'm going to do is I'm going to take this apart and put all the electronics off to the side and paint the outer plastic and paint these switches a really nice new color. And I've pretty much decided that I really want to paint this outer plastic black like MN12Bird did. And I'm really trying to decide on whether or not I should paint these switches either silver or gold. You know, I really haven't decided on what would look better. I'm leaning more towards silver, but once I get around to that, I'll let you guys know definitely what I plan to do. And I'll definitely make a video of me going through the process of giving this thing a nice new paint job. So yeah, that's what I've decided to do with that Super Nintendo there. And now let's get to the pickups, which is why you guys are really here. We got a nice big stack of NES games, of course, and we have one Game Boy game, which I just picked up at the thrift store just a couple days ago, actually. And this is the Game Boy Color edition of Pac-Man, and this also includes Pac-Attack, which is the Pac-Man themed puzzle game, which is actually quite good. You know, if it was just Pac-Man, I probably would have just ignored it and never would have bought it, because I mean, I have Pac-Man for so many different systems, I really don't need another one on the Game Boy, but figured I would get it because it has, you know, Pac-Attack on it, which I heard was a really good puzzle game. So yeah, definitely really good for only 99 cents. I definitely couldn't go wrong with that. And these NES games come from a new video game store that opened up at the mall that's near me. They sell some retro stuff, and I figured that, you know, I'll go in there and check them out. And they had some pretty neat stuff in there, and I wound up picking up 2 games from them. But I'll save those for last because those are probably the best NES games that I got out of this whole stack. And the rest of this comes from GameQuest, which, as you guys know, is probably my favorite game store. That's just a short drive from my house. Got these for $5. The first one we have here is Wizards and Warriors. Now I've got all 3 games in the trilogy. Really waited a long time to finally pick this up. I found it in good shape, paid only $5 for it, so figured that it was about time to finally complete that trilogy. We have The Adventures of Dino Ricky. Kind of a strange game, but it was one that I was interested in picking up. We have here the original Bomberman, which I was surprised to find for only $5. I thought it was worth a lot more than that, but hey, $5 for Bomberman, not that bad of a price, I don't think. And the last one we had from GameQuest is Godzilla. And this game also came with the instruction manual, which I have lying around somewhere. I actually put it with the rest of my NES manuals, but trust me, I do have it, and I paid only $5 for this. So, not a bad deal, especially considering it came with the instruction book. Put those off to the side there. And these last two NES games are definitely the best ones. I got these at the mall, like I said, and I paid only $7 for these. And I thought that, you know, $7 for both was a pretty nice price. And they both came in the sleeve. The first one we have here is Image Fight, which I've heard some really, really great things about. I heard it's a really good shooter, and I paid only $7 for it, so I thought that it was definitely worth it. Heard some great things about that. And plus I'm a huge fan of shoot 'em ups, so that's definitely right up my alley. And this game here probably is the best one out of everything that I've gotten. Is a game that's been recommended to me by Pat the NES Punk's video of him showing off this game, and I've never heard of it until I saw that video. And ever since then I've been really on the hunt to try to find this game, and it is Kickle Cubicle. And if you guys are fans of another NES game called Wrecking Crew, you'll definitely like this because it's along the same lines where it's just an action puzzle game. Also definitely up my alley. I love these kinds of games as well. So I'm definitely going to get my shooter fix and my action puzzle fix. So I'm definitely happy with the NES games that I picked up. And they also come from GameQuest and a new store that opened up. So definitely really cool. And the last thing that we have here is a big bag of Atari 2600 games. This comes from my Uncle Warren once again. As you guys know, he is, you know, he really does contribute a lot to my collecting because he does a lot more flea marketing and garage selling than I do because he has a lot more spare time. So whenever he finds something video game related, he gives me a call and asks if I want it. So I definitely really want to thank him once again for finding all this great stuff for me. He found this at a pawn shop, and these are a bunch of Atari 2600 games, and they all varied in price. I can't remember exactly how much each one was, but, you know, they all varied in price, but they weren't that bad. So let's get started here. The first one we have here is a very unique game, and it's a very unique shape, and this is Artillery Duel, which is really interesting. Artillery Duel. It's got a very weird shaped cartridge. I don't get it. It's just really weird looking. Let's see. We have Kaboom, which has got some marker on it, but that's okay because I can get that off no problem. Ice Hockey. A nice shiny new copy of Ice Hockey, which I needed because the copy that I already had was a piece of crap. Outlaw. Surprisingly, I did not have that game. I really wanted it because it's a great two-player game. This game here I already had, but I've never seen it in this label variation. This is Chopper Command. I mean, I've heard of these Activision label variations, but I've never seen them in person. So, you know, this is really cool. I needed an upgraded cartridge from Chopper Command anyway, because the other one I have is also a piece of crap, but I got a label variation in, you know, the same process, so two birds with one stone for that. We have Phoenix, which I heard is a great game. Surprisingly, I didn't have that one either. We have Canyon Bomber, which is another pretty good game. This one right here looks really interesting. It's a CBS game, and this is Blueprint, which sounds pretty neat. Real Sports Boxing, which I've played on the Atari Greatest Hits collection on the DS, and it's a pretty fun boxing game, actually. It's a lot more fun than Activision's boxing game, in my opinion, so definitely give that game a try. We have Indy 500, and this is the original print copy with the number on the end label there, as you can see. It's the first Atari game that I have in that style, so that's definitely really sweet. Got a couple more in here. 3 more, actually. We have a game made by US Games, and this is Squeezebox, which, just looking by the picture, it sounds really interesting, so looking forward to trying that out. We have 2 more here. This one's by Imagic, and it's Moonsweeper. I really thought I had this game, but apparently I don't. You know, I'm very close to having all the Imagic Atari 2600 games. I'm really surprised I didn't have that one because I really thought I did. And the last game we have here is made by Coleco. And speaking of which, I actually do have one more game to show you guys that is not in that bag. But anyway, this Atari 2600 game made by Coleco is Carnival. And I already have this game for the Intellivision, but getting it on the Atari 2600 will probably make it a lot better because I like the Atari controllers much better. So it's definitely good. And I have one more game to show you guys, and it's for the ColecoVision, and I actually have it put on my shelf because I forgot to leave it in the bag. I just put it on the shelf right away because I was very excited to finally get a new ColecoVision game. And this is like the first new ColecoVision game I've ever gotten since I even picked that thing up like last summer. And the ColecoVision game that came with all these Atari games is Time Pilot. And I have no idea what this game could ever possibly be about. A pilot traveling through time, for all I know. So, you know, a new ColecoVision game. I didn't care what it was. I just really wanted a new ColecoVision game really badly. So to get this one, it could be good, it could be bad. I really don't care. I just really want a new game for my ColecoVision very much. So that's it. That is all of my recent pickups, guys, and I'm really glad that you guys were able to tune in and enjoy. I'm really, really sorry that I've been absent from YouTube so much, but I'm really going to try to make some videos, guys. And if I don't, I mean, at least you'll understand. I'm not hiding from YouTube. I'm not trying to take a hiatus from YouTube. It's just, I'm just so freaking busy with everything. So thank you for understanding, guys, and thank you for watching. I hope you enjoyed, and as always, guys, have a great day.